Arab got convicted.
Did he really?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was, of course, dragged into that situation as well because we did a bunch of interviews.
And what they gave Ab?
I don't know.
Oh.
It was some years. It was some years.
Damn.
Arab did an interview, I think, with Queen's Flip, where my name came up. He said Vlad didn't have nothing to do with my case at all, zero. But it comes down to the situation of, and people really should take this to heart. You can't do gangster rap if you're still a gangster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you gotta sing. You gotta do some R&B.
Be an R&B singer.
Yeah, hit them notes.
Be an actor.
Right.
Like if you are a gangster, that's still...
Or make kid songs. Really completely throw it off.
Make pop songs. Do Spanish music. I don't know, man.
Sing Baby Shark. You know
Baby Shark.
Like they'll never think about it.
If you are still doing criminal activities and you're making songs about it and you're doing interviews about it,
right,
it's ultimately all gonna catch up to you.
Right.
Like no matter how you slice it. People say, oh, everyone does a VladTV interview gets arrested. No, everyone who's a criminal that we interview sometimes gets arrested, just like every other criminal eventually gets arrested. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's fucked up because I don't know what the fuck these people are doing in their private lives. You know what I'm saying? We've never had conversations. I've never had any real criminal, active criminal conversations with anybody on or off camera.
So when Arab was sitting right in front of you and doing the interview, you didn't think that he was still in the streets?
No, man. He was fucking with Birdman. He had songs that were reacting. He had a whole team of people. Like he got introduced to me by Swizz Beatz. That's who introduced us. Swizz, the super producer. You know what I'm saying? And I listened to his music and I thought his music was dope. We were posting his videos up and stuff like that. I've never had a conversation with Ab about what the fuck he does.
Right.
Ever, ever, ever. Nor would I. Just like me and you, if you and I had a criminal conversation, like off camera, have I ever asked you anything that you're doing illegally, like ever?
No.
No.
I wouldn't let you ask me no shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't even think to ask someone that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
then I'd be like, yo, this motherfucker's a cop.
This really is a fact.
This motherfucker's really a cop. He can ask me all types of shit.
Yeah.
But nah, you never did.
Nor would I, man.
Right.
That's not what we're about. It's not what we're trying to do. Like, but if you're a gangster rapper, we're gonna ask you about your gangster past. Like, you know what I mean? Just like Jay-Z talks about his gangster past all the time.
Right.
But he stopped being a gangster a long time ago.
I mean, like when you come on here, we have to understand, like, all right, this is what he does. You know what I'm saying? Like you ask, I ain't gonna lie, you do have investigative style, like
100%.
questions. You know what I'm saying?
I'm an investigative journalist.
Right.
This is what I am.
The way you ask those questions is like, you throwing curveballs at me. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I do background research. I look up police reports. I talk to other people. I will like watch other interviews. I will read articles. I will dig in as deep as I possibly can because I really love doing interviews. And it's like, for me, it's like a passion to create the greatest interview. Like when a person sits down with me, I want that to be their greatest interview ever, period, of all time. And a lot goes into that. You can't just have a casual off the cuff conversation and expect that to happen. So I'm gonna dig in, but I'm not gonna talk about an open case. And I'm not gonna talk about if you're doing any crimes right now.
Right.
And
it's up to us to really maneuver. Cause I seen who is it? Peewee Longway?
Yeah.
You asked him something.
He said, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not a crip.
Like I just like the color blue. When I look at your music, when I listen to your music and I look at your album covers and stuff like that, I'm seeing a lot of blue. The color blue seems to be very prominent.
It's a nice color, my boy. It's a nice color. It ain't nothing like that.
Now, I assume there's a Crip thing going on?
Nah, just a nice color.
Just a nice color?
Yeah.
No cripping going on?
No, nothing. Just
no
a nice
nothing.
color, that's the scene. Themes and the scenes, man.
Okay.
He did that shit like a gangster.
And
That's
it made for a better interview,
Right.
actually.
that should be in the Vlad manual. Like before you go to Vlad,
Watch that
Peewee
Peewee
shit.
Longway
Yeah,
interview.
you finesse that.
Right, because you got two cameras pointing at you. You got a mic running up your shirt and another mic pointing at you. Like everything you're saying is being recorded. You know,
But you don't ever listen to some of this shit and be like, hold on, stop. Do you think you should be saying this right now, or you just?
I've done that. I've done that a lot of times. Watch my interview with Lil Baby. You know, that happened right after the Walmart shooting. And I said, I remember when we started the interview, I said, is that still an open case? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. So I remember I said, listen, I said, the Walmart shooting is still an open case, so I'm just not going to talk about it. Let's go on to the next topic. Now, I know everyone's going to want me to ask about the Walmart situation, but we actually looked into it, and we saw that it's still an open case.
Right.
So therefore, I'm not going to ask any questions about it whatsoever.
That's cool.
You know what I mean? And my suggestion is, you know, because I know you're doing interviews, your answer should be no comment.
I wouldn't have answered shit if you would have asked about it.
There you go. There you go. And that's how it went.
Right.
And that's it. And then ultimately he was found, you know, not guilty. It was a self-defense situation and he walked away from it, but he raps about it in his songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But since I knew it was an open case, I did not want anything to be used against him in a court of law.
Right.
And, you know, we've had like, you know, situations where, you know, someone would hit us and say, listen, I've got a situation and this interview we did a while back might get tied into this. Can you just put it on private or take it down? It's like, all right, cool, no problem. We've done it on a regular basis. It's not, I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to put attention to that person, or to the situation that is. But yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. But if you keep doing crimes, and especially if you're famous, you will probably get caught.
Right.
There's no real way around that. In 2021, where they got cameras and cell phones and RICO laws and snitches and wiretaps, and you know, they can triangulate your cell phone position.
Right.
And
they can catch you from here.
They catch you from every angle. Right. Like, no, man, this is not the time to be a criminal.
Right.
Should have done that shit in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know?